Hello, I am not James Earl Jones, and this is not CNN. Yeah,
Big news!
big news, big news. Um, yes, things are happening. Our campaign is continuing. It is exciting. It is wonderful. I'm having fun, and at the end of the day, having fun is the most important thing. Jordan, what's new and what's good?
Yeah, so we've got huh, I did a little guest thing on a very cool fun Cyberpunk Red podcast. There it's called it's called making sure I remember exactly what the name of it is so I don't say it wrong. No latency. It's no latency. It's an amazing fun podcast. They're doing soon enough for a Christmas side quest. They run off along and deal with Arasaka shipping. It's quite fun. For the main campaign, one of the characters has a TV for a head. So that's a thing you're signing up for when you listen to the No Latency podcast. It's a blast. Uh, Also,
Love it.
Cyberpunk Red's just a fun system. You should give it a shot. I think that's the only non-Jamie announcement.
Speaking of,
What? Me? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. No, ladies, gentle people, gentle persons. Hello, gentle persons. Edit my shit out. Hello, gentle persons. I know you won't. Hello, gentle persons. I am here to tell you about our Ko-fi account, which is linked on our screen there, I believe.
Yeah.
Please tell me. Yes. Okay. If for those of you who can't read, that me spelling it out won't help, but it is ko-fi.com/dice-jailers. And should you be kind enough to contribute to us, you will have all sorts of amazing perks. The eternal love of everyone that you can see pictured here, and access to our Discord channel where we have very, very deep and meaningful and serious discussions about such important things as would a charisma-based rogue be able to be on a date and also be disposing of dead bodies at the same time? Would that work for them? Or other important memes. And there is also an Ask Me Anything where you can ask us anything and we may or may not answer it truthfully.
I mean, it'll get answered.
Yeah, answering yes. Truth and or knowledge of the facts, optional.
Truth sold separately.
You're
Yeah.
going to get an answer.
Yeah.
Your mileage may vary on that answer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's different levels. If you pay us $5, we promise nothing.
Pete, I could write out a chart if we really want to do that.
Nothing.
So you pick a person to ask from their notes, and then your results will vary wildly based on how good of notes we were taking, how much attention we were paying, and how cranky we were on a given day. Anyway,
None and very.
Ignore all of that. What I mean is this is a very valuable perk and completely worth your time. And if you would like to donate to us, that'd be really cool. The link is, once again, right there, Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/dicejailers, and money, please.
I love it every time. I'll never stop enjoying it.
I know. I hope other people think it's cute and give us money.
so that said, you all are in the City of Virtue, having just conferred with one Marshal Elijah Bicker, reviewing the information you got from the dossier and ledger that was artfully stolen by high-ranking census member Castian Aloro. Bicker gave you some ideas of a place you could go in the city to possibly dredge up more information. And some discussion of the title of Hollowkeeper came about. Mannix letting you all know that it's basically the story of a boogeyman of sorts for those who grew up in the Empire. That information gathered, Garnet remembered something extremely important. That there was a individual located near the city of Virtue who ran a magical shop, Ernart Dibbletop, a well-known gnomish tinkerer. And upon the information being delivered of a magical shop, very quickly, you all agreed, well, most of you, all except for Kira, who had stayed back at the inn, went with Garnet to find this shop. And wandering out of the confines of the city, you were confused as Garnet began to hop and stomp about on the ground until this massive mechanical clockwork worm tore up out of the ground, revealing itself to be the shop itself. You went inside, had conversations with this gnomish tinkerer, and he let you know some of the various wares he had for sale. And a couple other things. One, that sometimes his inventions explode, as inventions are sometimes known to do. And one of his inventions kind of got away. A mechanical manticore had gone bounding off to the east, and he was hoping someone could, either stop it, or even better, stop it and bring it back undestroyed. He mentioned giving you store credit for this, to which you eventually agreed. Garnet was able to bargain the borrowing of an immovable rod for this, and you set off in search of this manticore, but not before learning that there was another group who was hired to do this. Your former adversaries, the Low Elves, are in and about the premises and have also been hired by Dibbletop. And as he said, basically first come, first serve on this. You were able to eventually find the location of where the manticore was at, finding an arrow that had been fired by Sindil Trueshot, leader of the Low Elves, at some point. As the sun was beginning to set, it occurred to you that through a sending spell that Bohaku cast upon the manticore itself, it was trying to hunt, to follow its instincts. And the concern was, if you didn't try and engage it now, that it may move to another location, and who knows how much luck you would have coming across it again. You took up spots here in this clearing, and Pohaku pulled a card from his deck of illusions, threw it out into the clearing, and this massive two-headed giant appeared there, which gathered the attention of the manticore. You heard this piercing mechanical roar shatter the silence in the area, and you rapidly saw this quickly growing creature hurtling down towards the Etten. And as it reached a distance of about it is about 120 feet away, you watch as these three spikes come off its tail down at the Etten and pierce into the ground where it's at, going through the illusion. And at that point, you don't know if it has noticed any of you yet, but I am going to need everybody to roll initiative.
As we roll initiative, we'll move over to our map on Roll20. And
That's
this time,
right.
I'll remember to make sure that the setup for our slides with 120, with Roll20 has, the sound of all of you and not just my microphone recorded in it. So I don't have to, go in and voice over the last bit of our last episode like last week.
Perfection. Now, one thing to know if anybody watching, some of the tokens on here don't look a damn thing like some of the characters you've heard described. This is our first combat using Roll20 for this adventure. So you will see a image of the drag queen Katya, where it would be Siobhan, as that is the avatar of Jamie's last character. You see Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian for Jordan's character Kira. You will see a goblin for Nathan's character Mannix, and you will see a blue-skinned Firbolg for Casey's character Reba. Some of these icons may get swapped out for their actual ones during the combat, depending on how fast I can create some of these between my turns, but I have most of the characters available. Thank you for the ones you sent over, Phoenix. You are a hero and a saint, and you have sent over all of them. Phoenix is good at computering where I am not. That is,
I got you, boo.
I could not tell you how much I appreciate you right now. I have Kira. I have Reba. I have Mannix. And last but certainly not effing least, Siobhan Finnegan.
I'll probably have to refresh the page to get those to show up, won't I?
I will pop those into everything here as need be. But as you have all rolled initiative now, I'm going to need 25 to 20.
Hang on.
Right.
I think I'm 20. Yes, 20.
20 for Siobhan.
And don't forget, Garnet had the D8.
Oh, yeah, I used it.
Wow.
Oh, no.
20 to 15?
15.
15
And I rolled
for-
an 8 on that D8.
Wow.
Wow.
You have a pretty good initiative bonus, too. Okay, 15 to 10.
Uh-huh.
10!
14.
Okay, 14 for Kira. 10 to 5.
8.
7.
Wow, Pohaku. That is not common for you there.
Okay.
You know,
Great,
threes happen.
It's fine. Everything's great. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine and great and exactly how you all wanted it to be.
Also, 3s happen. Early contender for title of the episode.
You're not wrong. You are very not wrong. Give me half a second to upload these amazing tokens that Phoenix helped me with. Why did that just happen there? Magic is a thing.
But what kind of magic? Is it illegal magic?
I will never tell you.
And reminder, if it matters, Garnet was holding psychic daggers if it got within 60 feet before
If it
her
got
turn.
within 60 feet. All right. It will very soon be within that distance of you. So this creature tearing down towards the Etten there, it's about 120 feet away. I think I'll make it off the map here, actually. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, that would make it off the map. Siobhan, you actually have the first action in this as you watch it hurtling towards you. Is there anything you want to do with your turn at the moment?
Well, as a barbarian, if it's 120 feet away, I can do sweet FA.
You are not wrong.
So, can I, Rajay, and that, no. Oh, there's Siobhan.
Yep, I'm giving you control of her right now.
Hi, Trixie, I love you. I wish you were here. Because you're a level 20 bard. Okay, so Rajay, and then hold an action to attack Tweedledee and Tweedledum here. Should they land? Oh, no.
That thing is an illusion there.
Yes, never mind.
And you know it's an illusion.
Yeah, an illusion that you fully saw be created.
Yeah.
Yes. Attack the Mecha Core.
Okay. Cool. So if it gets too close, and then great news is, well, You're able to do that. That was just enough time for me to give control of this token down to the last person needed. You all have your actual characters in here. Thank you, Phoenix, for finding and sharing those art. Now they look like people they're supposed to. That is going to bring it to the Clockwork Manticore's turn for its turn. And two of you will get chances to do things here, as it is going to use its full movement speed to fly in, and then it will use its action to dash. And you will see it appear here and just basically collide with the Etten.
Oh, that big.
It's huge.
Yep.
Yeah. Taking a huge amount of the earth with it. You don't think it's going to be fooled by this illusion much longer. But Garnet, you said you wanted to throw a psychic dagger at it. And Siobhan, it is within 10 feet of you. I believe your glaive has a reach of 10 feet.
It does.
So Siobhan, you may make an attack roll.
Okay. Oh, no!
One.
That's a total of
Was
10.
I considered hidden?
You are definitely considered hidden, yes.
So that is a dirty 20.
That will hit.
And this is a sneak attack.
Okay.
Since I was hidden.
Mhm.
Oh. 20 points of damage.
How much of that is psychic damage?
All of it.
You notice that your dagger has no effect on this Clockwork Manticore, and it quickly sets into you that as it is a construct and it has no actual brain, that perhaps
You can't hurt its feelings.
psychic attacks ain't gonna do a whole hell of a lot to it.
Oh no.
Well, that sucks for both of us.
I've got other things. Good to know now.
Yep. So that was its turn there. It does bring it now to your turn, Garnet.
Okay. Wow. Garnet's like, that's interesting and exciting. She has a short bow that she's gonna whip out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
No, don't.
I was thinking that, obviously.
Okay. She's gonna move back a little bit and try to bonus action hide.
Alrighty.
That is hopefully thinking she's hidden, because that is a 27 of stealth.
You feel pretty hidden.
Okay. So that will give us disadvantage. This will be a short bow attack.
Okay.
That is a 17 to hit.
17 will just miss as the arrow comes in and it goes off its metallic form. This thing, you quickly realize it's real sturdy. And it looks over in the direction of where this arrow came out of.
Yep, I'm going to. So that was 10 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stand behind Reba. But not actually hiding anymore.
Sure. So you're over there standing near and by Reba. This thing will still following you as you move that way. It is going to use a legendary action to throw a tail spike in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, so Garnet is going to suffer a total of, you will take...
8.
Yep.
For the first time, you see, oh God, where is it? My responses, damn it. Sorry, I got a new thing.
Yes, you did.
And I'm not having it on my screen. Okay, for the first time, you see Siobhan's ancestral protector, which are, swirling around her as soon as she raged. you see that the part of like the swirling colors suddenly like dart out in front of Garnet and protect her and absorb 2d6 of whatever damage she was about to take.
Alrighty, so as you watch, Siobhan extending her arm outward, this energy coming off her tattoos, wrapping around this tail spine that's going outwards. And Siobhan, as you're doing this, you hear these voices in your head. This language you can't understand, and then all of a sudden, piercing through the veil, you hear the words, "Must protect," as you understand your first words of quarry.
Oh God.
And the velocity of the tail spike is slowed down. Roll your 2d6 and we'll see how much gets subtracted from this. 10. So what would have been 15 points of piercing damage is now reduced to 5 as it looks like it was heading straight for your chest there, Garnet. And you watch as it's taken slightly off course and wings off your arm. It hurts, but the damage has definitely been reduced.
I'm already crying. This will be great.
After that, it is Kira's turn. Mannix, you're on deck.
And just to make sure, you did say it landed, yeah?
It is currently on the ground because it slammed into the ground right where this Etten was, basically trying to like pounce on it for prey, and it completely went through the illusion.
Okay, then what I'm gonna do is a coin flip. Okay, I'm gonna try the thing. So Kira's gonna reach out his hand and try to cast Dispel Magic, specifically on the enchantment in the Manticore that lets it breathe fire. Can I do that?
We're going to make it a two-part thing. It doesn't totally work that way, but
Okay.
I love this so much that we're just going to... So first, I need you to roll a d20 and just add your intelligence mod. No, your charisma mod, because you're a charisma-based caster.
What are you
Wizard, what do
talking
you
about?
mean?
It's intelligence. I'm a wizard. I'm totally a
He's a
wizard.
charisma wizard. You've heard of a muscle wizard.
Your own.
But that's a 22.
22. It's going to try and resist that. It's going to spend a legendary resistance
Fair
and
enough.
burn that off. So you watch as a central part of it glows brightly with arcane energy, and you watch as it begins to dim, and it shakes it off, and you can see this explosion of your spell that almost took hold, but was unable to fully happen, because I'll be damned if I'm going to let you take my fire breath away just like that. Not really how the spell works, but it's so cool that I'm like, we're just going to do this till we goes, because I'm the DM. I can make up whatever the hell I want.
There we go.
Anything for movement or bonus action for you?
Bonus action, I'm going to have Umbani. Let's see how far. I'm gonna have Umbani start to fly over to Siobhan. He won't be able to get the whole way, but
Sweet. So Bonnie flying on over there. I'm going to trust you to keep track of where your familiar is
for sure.
on this, because I don't have a token for your familiar, and I trust you. So at the end of that, Mannix Soul, you are up. Reba, you're on deck.
Mannix is going to cast Mirror Image.
Okay. So all of a sudden, it's like double your pleasure, double your fun. There is more than one Mannix out there. Your mirror image has appeared. Are you just going to sit tight, or are you going to move anywhere there?
Nope, not moving. Definitely going to blow a raspberry at the Manticore, though.
Excellent. See here. The tail spine was actually 2 legendary actions, so it only has 1 left. It is going to...
Oh, have you been rolling with disadvantage? Oh no, I didn't hit it.
You didn't
Never
hit.
mind. Never mind.
I know. The struggle is so real. It is going to, and Siobhan, you can take an opportunity attack here because it is leaving your threat range. As
I
it's going
used
to
my
go.
reaction.
Well, you already did. That's right.
Yeah.
It's going to go right over here.
Sadly.
because that's a more target-rich environment. So that's where it wants to be. That will be
Oh, hell.
its legendary action. Reba, you are up. Pohaku Kahu is on deck.
Reba would like. I mean, I'm already within it. Reba's just gonna reach out, give a little pat, 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 and cast the curse.
You're going to cast which now? Bestow Curse?
Yeah,
Is that a save?
it is wisdom save.
Wisdom save. This is going to shock you, but wisdom is not its highest
I
stat.
was banking on it.
What's its DC?
15.
15. I gotta check something on this. Oh, it does have magic resistance though.
Ooh.
That is an 18.
Damn it.
It will save.
Oh,
Alrighty. Well, I just checked my bonus actions real fast, but they're. Yeah, that's all I got.
So you reach out, attempting to put the curse on this creature, and you are able to touch its form. Your spell starting to seep into the joints between the metallic plates. And again, much like the spell Kira tried to cast, it just shakes it off, and it's now staring down at you. It's hangry. It's hungry. It's angry. It's looking right at y'all. Pohaku, you are up. Siobhan, you are on deck.
I quickly switched to just pretend that I'm giving it the good chin switches.
no, it's cool.
Didn't mean to bestow a curse or anything.
Love it.
All right. Pohaku is going to start running over towards it. As he does so, he is going to blade dance and enter that with his bonus action. And he's going to run up, try to jump on its back. And, I mean, this is mostly flavor. He's going to try to jump on its back so that he can slam the immovable rod down onto it.
Awesome. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check to try and get up on this thing, because it's quite large and it is moving about and it doesn't like you.
Okay, well, thankfully Bladesong gives me advantage on that.
Yeah, dude.
Let's see. That is acrobatics. That is a 16.
16. So you go flipping about using your blade song, plant your hand on one of the front leg joints, push yourself upward, and you watch as Pohaku, feet flipping up over his head and then landing on it almost in a superhero pose. You are on its back.
All right. I will then say quietly but loud enough, hopefully, for it to hear, "I'm very sorry. I understand you want to learn." And then I'm going to go ahead and just try to kind of slam the immovable rod kind of like in between its shoulder blades and hit the button.
Go ahead and make an unarmed strike for this to see how well you can get it down onto it. Like this won't do damage, but we're kind of just looking for accuracy on it.
Let's see. That is not great because that's strength based. 12.
12. Now, as you reach down and try and do that, one of the wings swings back, and you get shaken up. You have to actually hold on. You feel the rod going up high. You're not able to get it down low enough to click. You could try clicking it. It would be in the air a bit above it, but you're not planting it firmly on there like it sounded like you wanted.
Would that be considered an... Okay, that was an attack. I'm the level 6 blade singer now. I'm going to try again.
I will absolutely allow that. Yes, you are.
Much better. That is a 18 to hit.
18 is exactly what you needed. So you're going to the first one, and it rears back, your hand going high, but you are full on, just, like a drunk country fan at a cowboy bar. You're riding that mechanical bull, and you right yourself, bring it back down, and you feel your fist land right between the shoulder blades where the wings meet, and click. You place the immovable rod.
Nice. With the rest of my movement, which is increased because of Blade Dance, I am going to come over here. I saw Garnet fire off an arrow, which I'm thinking to myself, well, that's weird. And so I am just going to, with my, if I can, with my interact with an object, I am going to hand her the, what's it called?
Is it the silence
Wand
powder?
of Chromatic Essence.
Okay.
So I hand her the Wand of Chromatic Essence. I will send you the stats on that, Tanya.
Alrighty. That ends your turn, Pohaku. We are back to the top of the round. Siobhan Finnegan is up.
Okay, well, I think my rage would drop because I did not hit anything.
You don't have to hit. You only have to make an attack roll, so you are still raging.
Okay, good. So I charge up on Duder, and you know what? I can stay 10 feet away, so I will. Not that I think it matters, given his massive everything.
He's not small.
And I'm going to recklessly attack with my glaive.
Hells yes. Give me some attack rolls.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so my dice hate me. That's fun. That's what today is, apparently. So that is... Eventually I'll hit the correct button. All right. Larger is a 9 plus 8, 17 to hit.
17 just misses. As you're coming in from behind, trying to find purchase on this with your glaive, and it is swinging about. Each time you think you have an open shot, it swings its tail in your direction, and you just have to duck underneath it, not wanting to get mauled by all these massive spikes on it. And you're actually more using your glaive to defend yourself as opposed to attack. So unfortunately, not finding purchase on it.
And sadly, that's it. I don't have any bonus action.
Alrighty. The Manticore, it sees quite a variety of targets in front of it. I need the trio of Reba, Garnet, and Pohaku to all make dexterity saving throws.
Is this a spell or magical effect?
No.
21.
You succeed, you'll take
22.
half damage. You'll take half damage.
10.
10. Reba's going to take full damage. As its jaw comes open and you see what looks like a furnace inside as this cone of flame comes tearing outwards, just barely missing you, Mannix. Oh, yeah. So it's a lot of dice. Got, let's see, 20. So Reba, you will take 46 points of fire damage.
Wait.
Really?
And yes.
-9 from Spirit Shield.
Thank you.
And Garnet and Pohaku, you each take half of that. You take 23 points of fire damage. It unloads a massive amount of flame at all of you, and it's then going to try and fly upwards. I don't think it's going to go too well. What's the strength check it's going to make on that there, Phoenix, to try and move with that immovable rod on its back?
Oh, let me pull it up and look. The rod can hold up to 8,000 pounds of weight. More weight causes it to deactivate in DC 30 strength check. Yep.
30?
To move 10 feet.
Which will move it 10 feet. Yep.
Yeah, That will not do it. It's got. You said DC 30 strength check. Wow, it's trying to. It can't move anywhere from where it is with that. It certainly tried. That was its entire turn. That's movement. That's action. That is the end of the Manticore's turn. Garnet, you are now up.
What is the range on this wand of chromatic stuff? Phoenix doesn't seem to have that.
I couldn't find that.
I believe the range on it is 30 feet.
30?
I
Okay.
believe so.
Cool beans. Okay, that would not be a sneak attack though. Okay. That's all right. I'm gonna move. No, I'm gonna hit it first. Try to hit it first with this wand. See what
Love it.
happens. Oh nope, because I don't know how wands work.
No, there is that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, that's just not even. That's like a 4.
Yeah, that will definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay, and then she's gonna run away. Let's see.
Brave Sir Robin ran away.
I'm kind of using the topography I see on the map here for like what's in trees, what's not. Is that a good?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can use that as a pretty good gauge.
Okay. Should like to bonus action hide here then at the edge of these trees.
Absolutely. Make a little hide.
That is a dirty 20. If that fails, I'll add a psychic dice to it.
Alrighty. You get the sense that you watch as its gaze is following you, and you quickly get the sense that within a certain range of this thing, you feel like it can just sense you.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, then I won't bother adding a psychic dice to that. And that will be my turn. Well, no, if that's the case, I'm taking 5 more feet of movement.
Okay. So that is the end of your turn. That is going to bring it to Kirazura. Manic Soul, you're on deck after Kira.
So, question for you as a DM, Bjorn.
Yes.
Would you say, because it has that immovable rod on it, that it
Yep.
might be, worse by a measure, perhaps at a disadvantage to doing things that are dexterity?
Yes.
Great. Then in that case, Kira is going to hold his hand up, and you're gonna see if anyone's even remotely looking away from the battle, you're gonna see a little tear fall down his cheek as he puts his hand out and casts a lightning bolt at the Mecanticore.
Would you like to know what I rolled on that save?
Yes. We love it. We love
It
to
was
see
a
it.
straight roll because it normally has advantage on these because of magical resistance. So it's just a straight roll. That's a natural 1. Go ahead and bring that lightning damage out.
Yeah. So do. Well, I'm just gonna have D&D Beyond do the math. So that's gonna be 32 points of lightning damage.
Nice. So you watch Kira holding his hand, the lightning begin to coalesce on there, and Kira, you thinking of your father, the tear rolling down as you take a breath. You see this thing pinned, hurling it outward. It strikes it in the chest, and you watch as this thing seizes up for a moment. The damage landing good and proper. It not resisting this at all as 32 big points of damage blast through this construct.
And then with my bonus action, I will have Umbani fly over, who actually totally could have made it to Siobhan last round, but I thought his speed was different. Over to Siobhan to give the help action for her next attack.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it is going to use 2 legendary actions to hurl a tail spike in your direction. That is going to miss, because I don't think an 11 hits you.
It does not.
And so, you standing there, just taking this moment of pride in the damage you've done, and as the tail spike comes towards you, you just effortlessly step to the side and sailing past your shoulder, stand there, ready for whatever comes next. Manic Soul, you are up. Reba, you're on deck.
So Manix just looks up at this towering monstrosity and just kind of glares at him.
What would they do?
I didn't want to have to do this. Cascade.
Let's see. What's your save on that?
16.
16.
Charisma.
Natural 17 with a -1. That is a 16. And as your spell coalesces around,
Wait,
and
did it roll that at advantage?
yes.
I will use my reaction to say, no, it does not. It rolls at a flat roll.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll it. That is a natural 19 for an 18.
Falls.
Sorry. You adopted the charisma spells. I was born into them.
That you can't cast Bane without doing an impression. That's the verbal component.
Oh, let the spells begin.
Absolutely not.
Fire rise.
Oh God.
Oh, goodness. When virtue is ashes, you have my permission to die.
No, that sounded good. That was like before they went.
Well,
back
that
and
was
edited.
going back to the actual teaser for it, where, you know, even though it was not super easy to understand, the voice is way better. And then they went through it. We don't need to talk about that. I'll be here all day.
Yeah.
Well, nice.
Reba Rockgut. Our current. Oh, you have more stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action and Misty step the fuck out of there.
Deuces.
Not a bad idea. You get out of there not wanting to become.
Adam goes. You can keep an eye on these two, but I'm out.
Okay. Reba, you're up. Pohaku, you are on deck.
Reba's gonna cast Vampiric Touch. And
Okay.
Melee spell attack roll. Does 18 hit?
18 just hits.
Yes. Alrighty. Nice. Don't fall. Yes. Right. That's gonna be 13 necrotic damage.
13 points of necrotic damage. As you reach up, casting your vampiric touch on this, having this brief moment of not knowing, like, since it's a construct, is
Yeah.
this going to do anything? Is it going to have any life force? But whatever arcane enchantment gives it its ability to move, to think, to act, you find something to grab onto there, and you can hear Hella's voice in your head as you do this. I've got you here. We've got this. Bring its strength to me as you draw this vampiric touch into you. I believe that even heals you a little bit.
It does. I get 6 points of healing.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. Bonus action, got nothing.
Alrighty. Bonus action, got nothing. As your spell does do some damage to it. Pohaku, you are. Oh,
Sorry, I just want to make sure. I assume if I
Yeah.
try to leave its range, it's going to get an opportunity attack, right?
there's one way to find out.
Opportunity.
Yes.
I mean, the immovable rod wouldn't change that.
it seems like it's able to still make attacks and whatnot. It just seems
I'm
like
gonna
it's
stay
not
right
moving.
where I am. Don't you worry about
There is a surefire way to find out what's going to happen.
it. I've made my peace with certain.
All right.
You move right along there.
Well, at the end of your turn, it is going to use a legendary action to make a claw strike. And it is going to swing at. Oh, it's here. Yeah, it's going to swing at you, Pohaku. You're the one who put that thing on its back. It doesn't like you very much, so that is a natural 20.
No.
Cool. I need it to roll a d20 and see if it hits me or one of the mirrors.
Cool.
Oh,
I rolled a 6.
You must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack to a duplicate. Goes to a duplicate. Crit on dupe.
There it is. So this massive claw swings out and boosh, you watch as a large amount of earth and rock just flies in various directions. Pohaku, you actually have to kind of shield your eyes from it, and just this duplicate you see as this massive claw slams down where it was. And burned a 20. You didn't even use any of your guys' amazing various fuck your Yankee Blue Jeans undo crits abilities that you have amongst this whole friggin' party. That's terrifying. So that just happened, and now it's your turn, Pohaku.
Cool. Yeah, no, this probably isn't going to work, but Pohaku's going to try it. Oh, and the dog is very upset about that.
I think Commander realized.
So he's going to go ahead and walk out in front of it here and is going to just again say to it, I understand you just want to learn. I would suggest that you take the night off. Rest now. Your creator will be here soon. I'm casting suggestion.
Yep.
If it's immune to charms, this won't work. I had a feeling.
Charm.
He wanted to try. He wanted to see if it would work. Give this thing a chance. So yeah, that was his action. And bonus action. Not a whole lot here. Yeah, he's that's going to be it for him.
Hey, that brings us back to top of the round. Siobhan, you are up.
So I just gasped a moment ago because I remembered that I have 2 effing attacks at this level, and I forgot that. So I had 2 chances to hit this MFR that I forgot to roll for, and I'm very upset. Okay.
Your first one's an advantage.
Also, I am pretty sure my Rajay has dropped because I have taken no damage and have not hit anything.
All you have to do is make an attack. The attack does not have to hit. You either need to take damage or make an attack before your next turn comes about. So you are still raging.
If you say so.
There are a lot of rules in this game I don't know, but I do know how barbarians work very well after playing one for 2 years.
Okay, so my first swing with advantage, thank you, Imbani, is finally. That is why am I on the wrong thing? That is a 22 to hit.
That very, very much hits if you'd like to give me damage.
I would, and you actually hear literally Siobhan say, "Oh, frickin' finally," and that is a okay, 9 plus 7, 15 points of glaive.
15 points of damage as your glaive sinks in between the plates on this. You're definitely finding purchase on it. You now feel like you're getting the flow of combat against this thing. You're learning its movements. You're learning to anticipate where it's going to be with each swing. Go ahead and make your second attack.
I'm learning to remember what my character can do. So as soon as I hit it, you see the energy from my tattoos flow around it, and now it's like bound to me almost. That it's like,
that's right.
Whew, okay.
She mad. Have fun, Manicore.
second attack is the 16 plus 8.
16 plus 8 is definitely going to hit.
Yeah. And so this time, not as much. 10 points.
Nice. Still under 10 points of damage as your glaive sinks in to a second spot. You completely finding the rhythm of the combat, this creature moving, and as its body shifts, boom, your glaive sinks into it once, and then as it recoils from that, you bring it around the second time, catching where its haunches were raising upwards. Significant damage being done. Now, your ancestral energy wrapping around it, tethering it to you. That is the end of your turn.
Scream at it.
Alrighty, that will bring it to the Clockwork Manticore's turn. It really doesn't like you, Pohaku, and I'm not going to meta. It doesn't know what this thing does, so it's going to attack at you at disadvantage. So that is a 17 to hit, Pohaku?
No.
Not with Blade Dance happening.
So yeah, it reaches its claw outward, and the ancestral energy coming off Siobhan, slowing it down, that you're able to effortlessly step aside as it tries to hit you. With that, it feeling the energy come from Siobhan, it did not enjoy that at all. It's now going to make one claw attack at you, Siobhan, and it's going to try and bite you. So first, the second claw, that is, let's see here. Siobhan does a 14 hit.
No.
The claw comes towards you. You just slap it out of the air with your glaive, staring down at it. Now it will try and bite you. That is a 18 to hit.
Yep.
Alrighty. So from this one, you will take a few of these. So from that, Siobhan, you will take a total of 17 points halved to 8 points of piercing damage as it bites down into you, and as its teeth pull back, you just completely, you flex, causing its jaws to come off of you. You are not interested in what it has, and let's see if it gets its fire breath back.
No, thank you.
It does not. So the fire breath does not recharge. You watch the central core where you saw the heat build up before it billowed outward. It glows brightly for half a moment, and then it dulls, you being aware that it currently does not have that. Garnet,
Hey,
you are
real quick.
up.
Sorry, real quick, Bjorn. I was reading the description for mirror image. It's a little bit different than I thought it was. So it's not if you hit that you determine it. You actually roll first to see if you're attacking me or a duplicate before the attack roll. So, because the 19 would hit a duplicate if you end up targeting a duplicate. So roll a d20 for me to see if you were attacking me or one of the duplicates.
14.
Okay, so you hit one of the duplicates. You were targeting it. Yeah.
So it ended up being what it was. So when attacking, roll first, see if there's a duplicate, then roll the attack roll.
Right. And it looks like I'm actually supposed to be the one that rolls it, but either way, it's all good.
Whatever. Good to know. So 2 duplicates have now been attacked. Okay. Garnet, you are up, and Kira is on deck.
Do I think this is far enough away to hide from it? It's 40 feet from me.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Well, first thing I will shoot with my short bow.
Okay.
No, I would have shot with my short bow over here.
Yeah.
Before I move. And then I will move.
As you leave its threat range, it is going to make an opportunity attack on you at disadvantage. That's not going to hit you.
Okay, cool. That is a 19 to hit with the short bow.
Heck yes, that hits. Go ahead and give me damage.
Yeah.
All right, and we've got someone within 5 feet, so this is sneak attack. 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage, which will be, and that is a regular short bow, non-magical, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Cool. Then we are going to have that to 9 points of damage.
And then that is a 16 to hide. If I think I can hide, but failed, I'll add the psychic dice.
Yeah, you think you've sort of evaded its gaze as it was kind of watching you. It swung out, missing you, and you fired the arrow. It found Purchase, and then you see that it looked in your direction, but then its gaze was moving about, not staying fixed on you. You'd already noticed this creature, when its gaze was fixed on something, it knew where something was. So, not so much. End of your turn. It is going to make another claw swipe at you, Siobhan. You weren't using a legendary action. That is 18 to hit on you, Siobhan. Okay, and since you're a barbarian, you probably don't care about this too much. Claw does. Okay. The 17 points of slashing damage halved to 8 as the claw rakes across you. Now, Kira, you are up.
All right. Kira is going to just cast a chromatic orb of lightning.
Nice.
So that is a... What is math?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Miserable
Don't
fire.
hurt me no more.
That's a 19 to hit.
19's gonna hit. Go ahead and give me damage for that.
All right. And that is 11 points of lightning damage.
Nice. And as this chromatic orb finds Purchase, again, the lightning damage racking through it, you see it just careen in what would be the equivalent of pain as you are doing some real damage to this thing. It's starting to show some real wear and tear here, as you can definitely tell you've been doing damage to it. What else for your turn?
With my bonus action, I'm going to recharge a little bit and regain a 3rd level spell slot.
Very nice. Let's see here. It has not appreciated that. Yeah, gonna spend 2 legendary actions to throw a tail spike at you with disadvantage. Okay, well, the little one is the one that matters, but does a 21 hit?
Yeah, it still would even if I did that. So yeah, it does.
All right, so tail spike, you're going to suffer 14 points of piercing damage as this tail spike.
My 2d6.
Oh, yes.
So -8.
Yo.
14 points reduced down to 6 as Siobhan throwing the energy outward as, again, you are hearing the words, must protect, as it slows that one as well. Kira not taking as much damage as you would have. Very friggin' nice. Look at you guys working as a effing team here. Mannix, you are up. Reba Raka, you are on deck.
All right, let's go a little offense. I'm just going to double Eldritch Blast this bastard.
Give me the old EB.
That's a nat 20.
Holy snot.
Giving this Manticore the EBGBs.
And a 13 for the second.
The 13 will miss, but double those dice on the one that hit.
Ooh, 20 damage.
20 points of damage. So you fire out this Eldritch Blast, hitting it significantly, doing some real damage, and you notice it doesn't affect it as much as you thought it would. This thing seems to be resistant to your damage, which causes you threw your second one thinking it was going to completely rear back from the impact of the first, and your second one just goes a little bit high. So that 20 becomes 10 points of damage on it, but still not insignificant.
Oh, good. It's resistant to force damage.
There is.
Constructs,
Next.
maybe.
It reminds me of our Penny Mac's very early battle against those goddamn helmed horrors.
I'd say, yeah, I was about to say, could be a helm horror, could be just, immune to that forced damage. One of my favorite
Don't worry,
monsters.
it's immune to psychic damage, so we got you covered there.
Yeah, Yeah,
We'll get
yeah.
back
If you
to
if you guys ever encounter anything immune to both psychic and force, you know it's me because I'm fed up with your fucking shenanigans. But that brings it to Reba. You are up. Pohaku, you are on deck.
It is unfortunate to discover that it's resistant to force damage, but it doesn't make sense for me to not cast spiritual
Spiritual weapon is a good spell. Yeah,
have it
gotta
do jack shit, but you
gotta
know,
bring out the old dog paw.
none of it.
the
Awesome.
paw.
22 to hit.
22. That'll definitely hit.
Awesome.
I'm gonna make here your old character Furby is gonna be your spiritual weapon for this.
Oh, wonderful.
So
Literally
Oh,
sad
buddy.
for all the viewers who don't know how amazing Furby was.
I miss him.
yeah, you can reposition that to wherever it needs to be, just so you know where your spiritual weapon is. But yeah, you can go ahead and use that as your spiritual weapon.
Awesome. Its first attack is going to do a whopping 6 force damage. So half.
Reduce to 3.
Yep. And then I'm going to use my action to do Vampiric Touch again.
Yeah, do it.
That's going to be an 18 to hit again.
18 will just hit, but you can give me damage.
Ah, stop falling. 1 plus red plus. Nice. That's going to be 11 damage.
11 points of damage as your vampiric touch continuing to tear through this creature round after round, continually weakening it, emboldening and strengthening yourself.
That's my
I
turn.
believe that is the totality of your turn.
You know, one thing I want to do is just to right about here. I'm not exiting its range or anything.
You are not. You would stay in its threat range.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone else is in my range for my crit cancel. And
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's a nice ability to have.
I want to be cautious that I have it. I just don't.
Reba has an ability where she can cancel crits because she's a grave cleric, which is also known as the cleric when you hit your DM.
Yeah. All right. Turn over.
I mean, that's at least half of us with our class abilities.
And honestly, I love it so much because every time I create an encounter and I glance at any of your character sheets, I'm going like, holy crap! They have the ability to completely eviscerate no matter what I throw at them. I'm so thrilled, and I don't do enough planning, and so you get things like your Mana Core being on the ground, and Pohaku grounds it in one turn with a move rod. I'm like, well, he lives there now, so that's a thing that happened. So yeah.
I mean, I just put it there. It was Garnet's idea.
Hey, Garnet's the one who parlayed to get it also. So there you go. Speaking of Pohaku, your turn.
Well, I look a little sad, but then resign myself to what's going on, and I'm going to go ahead and cast Drizzle's Rebuke on myself. So that is the vines wrapping around my arms, and I'm going to make an attack. I'm now concentrating. Making an attack on the Manticore. What is the lighting situation right now? Is it in dim light?
I wouldn't. It's not quite dim light. Like you're around the tail end of sunset, so it's still lit, but you're not quite to dim light. Like part of the sun is still above the horizon.
It's magic hour. We all look fantastic.
Oh yeah, you all look just smoking hot. Every last one of you.
Let's see. So first attack is a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Oh, that was really good on the damage. That is going to be 7 points of piercing and 8 points of necrotic.
Nice.
Yeah. Hold on, and just making sure I don't add anything else to that. Yeah. Okay, and then I'll hit him again.
All right, yeah, hit him again. Hit him again. Harder. Harder.
That one's probably going to miss. That is that's 12 to hit.
12 will very much not hit as you take a swing out. But again, it is heavily armored. Every now and then one of your guys' attacks will just go right off of one of these heavy plates. It's definitely taken some real damage there, and it's showing severe wear and tear right now. As every now and then, as part of its body shifts, you can kind of see this little blast either of like steam or just arcane energy as it's trying to hold its body upright.
So you're
So
saying
yeah, that was bonus action for the.
Phoenix first, then Jamie.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, that was bonus action to cast and then action to make the 2 attacks. I don't think I'm moving, so yeah, I'm good.
Awesome, Jamie. What did you say?
All I just said was, so you're saying every now and then it falls apart?
You'll find out. It's entirely possible, and you might really find out because Siobhan Finnegan, it's your turn.
Oh, good. All right. So, once again, swing at this bastard. Reckless.
Let's get reckless.
All right. That is 18 plus to hit.
Yeah, it's got an armor class 18, so that one definitely hits.
All right. So that was 7 plus 7 is 14.
14 points of damage on that first hit. This one's looking really, really friggin' rough. Go ahead and make your second attack on this thing. As you can see, it's actually having trouble keeping its body up off the ground from all the impact damage you all have done to it.
I do reckless twice, or can you only do it once?
Oh, if you choose reckless, it's your whole damn turn.
Sweet. Okay, 19 plus. So, balls. That is 8 points of damage that time.
Do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, she's furious. Angriest she's ever been in any fight. And especially because she wasn't hitting it first because her player forgot how, to play. But, so she's just like almost foaming at the mouth, just absolutely furious, and then like damn near takes its head off with the first swing, and then somehow, thank God, at the last second remembers we have to take it alive or the fucking thing will explode, and flips the glaive around so she can like bash it with the blunt end and hopefully whatever the mech equivalent of knocking it out is, knocking it offline.
Nice. So you all watch as Siobhan, like Jamie said, just completely being done with this, sprinting around the side of it, doing this rising slash with her glaive right along the neckline that severs something extremely important as you watch the entire left half of its body collapse down into the ground as it turns its head in your direction, Siobhan, the jaw opening. You can see the furnace inside. It's trying to ignite. Siobhan leaps upward and with a yell spins her glaive about and just brings the butt end down of it right between its eyes, a literal shockwave coming outward. Pohaku, because of how close you are, you can actually feel the impact of Siobhan's hit come across it, and you watch as the furnace deep in its throat dims. You see the light in its eyes dim, and the head just boom down to the ground as the entire creature is now collapsed. This immovable rod just slightly above it, as it's no longer standing up against it, a small amount of space in between, and you all stand there catching your breath. This creature has been disabled from this. What do you all do?
Are we still in initiative order or not?
If you would like to be, but there's no actual need to be, as there's no current threat to be had.
Garnet would suggest that we put the immovable rod back in it so that if it regenerates, because he said when it was inert, it will. That it can't get up and move again?
Make sure it doesn't explode. Oh yeah, you guys are fine.
Also, we wouldn't want, and I don't know how they would, but the low elves to come and take this from us. So if
Yeah,
they didn't
that's
know
what
that
I'm
there was an
doing.
immovable rod in it, we could forestall that.
That's what I'm doing, is using my action to look around for any of them.
Yeah,
You
you
got
can
it,
make
kill field.
you can make either an investigation or perception check to just
I will.
look
I will
about.
absolutely
Actually,
assist
Baku,
Baku with that.
I would allow you for this. It's a different and slightly higher DC. Baku, you can make a nature check to try and discern, because you can sort of like read and listen to changes in wildlife around there. You'd be like, no, there's something coming. Okay. What?
Natural one.
You're very focused on trying to make sure you get this immovable rod placed just right. That's where all your focus is, because you don't want anybody taking this thing anywhere. Kira, you said you're kind of checking
Yeah,
about.
for sure.
I'm
Okay.
going to as well and start rolling.
Cool. Yeah. In fact, if you Reba, you've got advantage on perception checks, don't you?
Yep.
Hmm.
So I got a 21.
21.
And
How about you, Kira?
mine is a 17.
17. So both of you, looking about, Kira, you're basically kind of doing the equivalent of just like checking the perimeter, and Reba, you know how to listen for shit. Back when you ran with your crew, you knew when you had to listen to footfalls coming closer when it was time to get the ever-loving hells out of there, and like, nah, it doesn't sound like there's anybody coming. You feel pretty secure about things. Nobody approaching at this moment.
All right. I think we're good. I don't think they're around right now.
Then let's get back to the city as soon as possible with this monstrosity. Actually, in fact, and I'm going to pull out a piece of parchment and write down a note of like roughly where we are. Umbani, try to get this back to the shop.
You want it to go to Dippletop?
Yep.
Okay,
And it's
Umbani
just a
will-
little note that says like where we are and that we've got it incapacitated for now.
Okay, cool.
I'm mostly gonna stagger over to Garnet and give her a tap with the back end of the petrified wood dagger, and again cast Gift of Alacrity, just in case.
She'll hand back the wand. I don't think this is any good for me.
It
But I
doesn't really have
appreciate
your
the thought.
it doesn't really have your panache, but I thought it might come in handy. But that's fine. You're wonderful just the way you are.
Thanks, Kohaku.
You had a good idea.
So you guys are going to kind of sit tight there for a little bit while
Can we start a
Bonnie-
short rest?
Absolutely, yeah. If you guys want to take a short rest, if there's any character interaction to be had, we can do that, or we can kind of jump to what does or does not happen during this short rest. I'll let you know if the short rest gets completed.
Is there anybody that looks particularly rough from that fire?
Don't look great.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm at 25, but I've got plenty of healing.
Yeah, but about half.
But if we can take a short rest, then there's not a need.
Yeah, just to be clear, Bjorn, you were not saying to hit the. We should not hit that button yet.
Don't hit the button yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I need someone to roll a d20 for me. Let's see what happens if you guys
On
get that short rest.
I did it last
17? So the hour passes uneventfully. So you may take a short rest, get any benefits from that, any hit dice you guys want to spend, go ahead and do that, as nothing happens and no one approaches there. It's just after the short rest ends that you hear a familiar sound. This rumbling sound and you feel the ground kind of tremor around you. Then all of a sudden, boosh, the massive clockwork worm coming up out of the ground, and then bam, landing not right next to you all, like not close enough that it kicks up dirt and everything onto you, but a little bit of the dust from it hits. And Dippletop himself comes striding out the front. Goes, "You found my baby! Oh, you all are something magnificent, aren't you? I like
Yep.
you all. I like you all. So, I guess there are a couple things in order. One, the removal rod. I'm sure you'll be returning it. Thank you so much. And I believe, let me just take a quick look here, and he pulls out a slightly different monocle, and he's looking over the manticore. She still works. She still works. I can fix it. I will fix it. This is going to be great. $12.50 store credit for the group of you, by all means. Let's do business.
I do have
It
one.
just wanted to learn. It's
I
kind
do
of
have
sad.
one more stipulation.
I'm listening, but cautious.
When you start to work on this thing and power it up again, you will have soldiers nearby paid by you to make sure that it doesn't get out and away from you again and hurt people.
I don't think soldiers are going to want to be where I'm taking this to go work on it. We're not going to be anywhere near the populace, my young friend. No. This thing went wrong. We're not having second time happen, or if it does, it's not going to be anywhere near a place where it can be a problem. If I have to deal with it, me and the clockwork worm here will make absolute short work of this
Or
thing.
maybe I can just suggest, it worked pretty well for us. Why don't you just put that immovable rod on top of it? That should keep it where you want it until you're sure that everything's okay.
I think I'm going to do that. I absolutely love that idea, but no. I'm not going anywhere near where things are heavily populated. Are you kidding me? I would be foolish if I let that happen a second time. We'll
I would be
stay out of the way
irresponsible.
of everything. We can only be so irresponsible, and it's important to have limits on those things. I know exactly where to go with this, and I know exactly who to ask for a little help with it. I have a few of the dwarves of Stone Spire happen to owe me a favor. We'll get some very well-made dwarven shackles for this thing. We'll make sure we clickety-click keep it in place and keep it away from the populace. Don't you worry.
As long as you make sure no one else gets hurt.
Oh, I like to only make mistakes once.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wasn't around first time, so let me see what all we can get for our group with that store credit, huh?
Oh, yes, you have not experienced my wonderful shop. And trust me, I understand the absolute gravity of what happened here. My hubris got the better of me after I made my crown jewel, and he gestures at the clockwork worm. Tried to do a little too much with the manticore, but I think I know where it went wrong. So, we will move forward from that. But you all have store credit to use. So, please, come on in. We have quite the assortment. Bag of cooling, buckle shot, bell, the beacon shuriken, of course. I know there was a love of that true strike crossbow. If I can ever make another clockwork sword, I'll let you all know. That's a little pricey. Your store credit wouldn't be enough to cover that, though part of the cost. I want to get that one right. It's a very exciting thing. So, what can I interest you in?
You mentioned that crossbow was heavy. You said it was a little heavy. Does it count as a heavy crossbow?
It's a little heavy for me. And you see, and just looking at him, he's fairly slight and he's gnomish. And as he holds it up, you see it would count as a light crossbow. So you would be proficient in it. So when he says it's heavy, you're like, oh, yeah, he's not a burly gent at all if he thinks that's a heavy thing to lift.
No, it doesn't look like there's really anything in here for me, so I'm gonna keep watch outside.
Or Siobhan didn't go inside, like under no circumstances. She in fact walked away and is just picking at rocks or something.
Reba or Mannix, is there anything you are all interested in? Garnet's got an idea, but she'd like to hear what the others are thinking.
Dennis wants nothing to do with any of his wares.
Honestly, none of them super. I'm in need of like spell confidence more than I am weapons or.
So if Garnet thinks we need the immovable rod. While it's not a weapon,
Yes, we should keep that.
that was 1,500.
The movable rod was 2,500. The
that was 25?
Yeah, crossbow's 1,500.
Never mind. Crossbow count as a magical weapon.
Yes, it would. Are you showing visible interest in the immovable rod?
That would be Garnet's preference.
Yeah.
Let's see if he. Okay. He notices you very much looking at him. You like it, don't you?
It proved pretty useful.
I'll tell you what. You all did an amazing job on this, and you kept it in one piece, and he points over at Pohaku. Your friend here cares a lot about what it wants and wanted. That means something to me. It means a lot to me. I care about that too. Didn't want you to destroy it, not just for me. I want to create something with sentience. I want to make the artificial live. So, here's what I'm going to propose. And I realize there's a chance I'm going to regret this. I will let you exchange all of your store credit for the immovable rod if and only if in your travels, if in your adventures, you come across some interesting metals, if you come across some interesting magical components, reagents, anything, you can maybe send a few my way. Now, I'm not talking about anything so mundane as sulfur and guano. I know all of that. But there are magical beasties that I know are often harvested for some of their parts to create amazing creations. And I know there are very rare metals and minerals and sources. If you would perchance maybe send a thing or two my way down the line, I would be most grateful. And if you will give me your word that you will keep me in mind, we'll call it even.
I think that's a great deal. You have my word as a gnome.
I look over to him. You're gonna let it figure things out, right?
That's my hope.
I'm gonna hand him a single dose of the silence powder and one of my dragon teeth.
Oh.
I don't need to give you my word, I'll give you these.
And he takes monocle for the silence powder. Ooh. Well, that's fun. I can do things with this. Can do wonderful things with this. Give my thanks and my apologies to your friends out front. Not everyone appreciates my creations, such as the life of an inventor.
I get it.
Well, I have a marvel of construction to repair, and I'm going to keep its sentience dormant for a little bit while I work out the bugs first. But it needs to do a little transporting of it. If you need me, you have well, you have magical means. I assume you can reach me if you need.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Then we will be in touch. And should you ever see a mechanical manticore again, it is my sincere hope and my sincere intention that there'll be no threat to you or anyone else. It will just be a marvel of creation.
Well, then we won't strike first. Give it a chance.
Ideally, you won't have to strike at all. You will just be able to observe its magnificence.
Okay. Do
Or
better this time. Get on the side of 80%.
if we don't learn from our mistakes, there was no point in making them.
I suppose there's that.
Mom used to tell me that a lot.
His mom sounds pretty cool.
She really does. Sounds quite wise.
Yeah.
Well, I shall bid you all adieu. Enjoy the immovable rod. I'll need to get to work on making a second one before I get back to work on the manticore, because I'm going to use that little tip that you gave me. on
Do that with the manacles. All of the things.
Oh, as much as possible. Trust me. Well,
You have magical means of communication too.
of course.
Because you should tell us how it's going. And, we should stay in touch and be friends.
I'll keep you informed. And if anything goes wrong with it, I'll make sure you all are the first to know. And if you see the low elves, just tell them too little, too late. Early bird gets the worm.
That'd be my pleasure.
Well, until next time.
Bye, Doubletop.
Take care, Garnet. And you, Mr. Champion.
Garnet's gonna run out. Guys, we got the immovable rod for half price.
Well done. What else?
What do you mean, what else?
Weren't you looking at some other things?
We got this for half price. That was
No,
a
I
pretty
mean,
good deal.
no, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect your bargaining. I'm just waiting to know what's going to explode, and so what I should be looking for.
Nothing.
Thing about the immovable rod, right? Very little chance it's gonna explode. Don't see how that, it's got to be on the good side of 80%, and we've already tested it.
Yeah, I'd not count Mr. Dippletop there out, but
I'm sorry, there was a chance it might explode.
Nah.
20% apparently.
He's an inventor and a creative. It doesn't always go perfectly.
Sometimes there's a whoopsie.
Yeah, 20% of the time was the number that he gave.
That's too often. That's too often.
Thank you. I thought so, but
But this one's already proven that it works, so I think we're good. Because he didn't say that one product failed 20% of the time. He said that of all his products, 20% of them fail one time, but
Math isn't my strong suit. But I'm gonna just say that's too often.
It's all right, Kira. You don't have to use it.
Yeah, Garnet, you feel mostly confident in the immovable rod. But you can add an immovable rod to your inventory. Just maybe put an asterisk next to it.
Gladly.
Just to... He did make it clear he made that one.
Is this like Hammer Pet?
No, because it actually works most of the time.
Okay.
Well, let's get back to a place to sleep before it gets dark. Well, darker.
We still
Do you
have
have a light? Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Fair
doesn't
enough.
take you terribly long to make the journey back to the city. Yes.
Before we do so, while we're out in the forest, which is nice, reminds me of home a little bit. As we're getting ready to walk away, Palaku is going to just excuse himself and kind of wander off a little bit from the group. And he's just going to spend a little bit of time underneath a couple of the trees, just thinking about home and just kind of missing the wood a little bit. Used Arcane Recovery during the short rest, so he did take back a third level spell.
Okay.
And he is, just while he's kind of off on his own, again going to go and kind of kneel down at the base of one of the trees. The ring tattoos around his forearm start glowing again, and again kind of pulsing vibrations down into the earth. And he is casting Sending. He is going to do this on to message his father, Malka.
Okay.
And so he says, again, he's kind of looking up at the tree. Hi, Dad. It's weird out here. Garnet's really nice. Some of the others, it's like when I was Kamaha. Don't really understand. Miss y'all.
Few moments go by as you let your Sending go out, and you then hear the very familiar voice of Malka come back. Amazing to hear from you. Your journey is somewhat known to us. The branch mothers sing your praises. Travel safe and stay in touch. I'm proud.
He'll rejoin the party, and his eyes are a little wet.
The entire
Garnet has
time.
a moment of wisdom that she's never had before and just like grabs his hand.
And ironically, now there is something in my own eye that is stinging, and now I cannot keep this eye open. Really, it's not. It's fine. It's fine.
The entire time that we've been heading back, I've just been keeping an eye out for the low elves.
Make a perception check.
That is a natural 20 for 21.
Okay. So the entire journey back to the City of Virtue is very quiet, uneventful. mixed feelings throughout the group for this inventor, tinkerer that you've just met. Are they mostly harmless and eccentric, or is this a Dr. Frankenstein in the making? Hard to know, hard to gauge. Definitely differing opinions. And as you all enter the city gates, walking into the thoroughfare of the city itself at the eastern gate, Kira, you just feel this instinct. You turn back down the path leading to the city, and just at the edge of your vision, you briefly see a silhouette of an individual, longbow across their back, cap on the head, tall feather on it. It dips out of sight.
About how far would you say is the edge of my vision?
Oh, shoot. Here, we'll say, since you're now at the city itself, so the light would extend pretty far. I don't know, 150, 200 feet.
Dang it, it's too far. You'll see Kira's hand go up, and lightning will start to crackle, and then he'll clutch his hand and head into the city.
And as you head into the city, you'll hear a voice in your head. Nice trick. Huzzah to that.
Can I reply to this message?
Sure can.
Traitors don't live.
You do not receive a response.
That's it.
Yep. You guys heading back to the Worthy Repose, or let's see here. There was also.
I mean, our stuff's there.
Yeah, but there are also a couple other places in this town you told about. The Proud Raven was at the place that Vicar told you about, as well as Siobhan. You know that the Hollow Bone was the name of the tavern here where you were adopted. But if you do head back to the Worthy Repose, the proprietress, Sylphia, is there to greet you all. Your very large room where Disco Fort Kickass Mark II has been created is still there and waiting for you. Even though you're rolling in a little late, there's still some supper left over to be served. What do you all want to do?
Eat.
Yeah, dinner sounds great.
And you end up fairly well nourished. It's a nice, because we're getting in these colder months. It's a very nice hearty lamb stew, nice freshly made bread to go along with it. Mannix, even for your taste, while it's rustic, you appreciate what's good. Not everything has to be fancy with you, and you realize like whoever made this gave a shit about what they were doing. Like this was made by somebody who knows how to make real quality cuisine.
Mannix is well aware that, especially coming from an affluent lifestyle, that just because somebody spent big does not mean it will be good.
Oh yeah, you've had throughout your life countless, quote, fancy or expensive meals that were just god awful because no one had any idea what to do with the ingredients.
With portions this big, and those portions are terrible.
Yes.
Like, how is it so small and it still tastes like 2/3 of it is just truffle oil?
Yeah. Whereas, yeah, this you're going, okay, you can tell everything in this very fresh. This was not a perpetual stew. This was made today, and you're quite pleased with it. And they do have 2 coffees for you, decaf, so you don't stay up all night because gotta get your beauty sleep.
I mean, it's got to get my solid, 12 to 18 hours.
So,
Yeah, we really
is there
needed to get that bag of colding so that you could have cucumber slices.
exactly.
Colding, that's amazing.
Well, perhaps you guys will find Dippletop just to get that, so you can keep cucumbers on hand at all times for Mannix's various snoozes. Anything for you all before you get your rest for the evening?
Well, I have no stealth to speak of, but I would like to leave by myself.
Okay.
And I'd like to go to the Hollow Bone.
Hollow Bone. It doesn't take you long to find it. You know where it is. And approaching it, it is a loud, bustling beer hall as you open the long tables with various individuals seated at either side, engaged in just very energetic conversation. Everyone here, their various drinking implements, being from hollowed out bones or horns from various creatures that have been hunted in the areas. You can see behind the bar this very large orcish gentleman serving out ale to folks, and just everywhere are just people experiencing, most of them experience various levels of joy. Like there's something about the interpersonal connection, about sharing a drink with people and just having that large socialization, particularly at these long tables or at the bar itself. Again, this is not a place with private tables or private booths. You are probably seated either next to or near strangers. That's part of how this place works. And as walk in, I kick my microphone and make a large noise happen all about. That is just, how we do things.
This is how we do it.
Things. Do. Okay.
This is how we do it. Okay.
So you do see this orcish gentleman as he quickly notices you are one of the only people here without a beverage, and he gestures out to you. What can I get you?
I'm actually looking for someone who's worked here a long time.
Oh, well, have to be more specific. We've got
Over 20 years. No one in particular, just someone who's worked here a long time, or the owner.
Well, I'm the current owner, but I've only been here for a couple years. But I think I know who can help you. If you don't mind me asking, since this is my place, I don't mean to be rude, but can I ask what this is about?
Oh, I'm not looking to cause any trouble. This is a long shot I recognize, and I just briefly say, okay. There was a babe adopted from here about 23 years ago, and thought that was enough of a strange thing to have happened that there might be someone who remembered. Just wished to talk to them. If you believe that, old wives' tale. Hey, and he shouts it, Caston! Caston, there's someone here who wants to hear your story. Caston will be up with you. And the orc wanders off. And this halfling gentleman, you can see some crow's feet around his eyes, long silver hair, and he comes up to you. He goes, "Hey, you say you're says you want to speak to me about something." And I addressed him in halfling. Said, yes, he said you were here about 20 years ago. Well, 23 to be exact. Well, if you want to know the actual truth, I've been here for about 40 years, but who's counting, right? So you remember when a halfling man adopted a human babe? Oh, hello. Sorry, we got a Cleo just decided to jump up on my kitty. Say hi. Okay. I remember that day quite well. What about it? Well, at least for me, I was the babe. You're lying. No, and I repeat everything that I know about the day, which is not much. That a tiefling, the hunter, trapper, what the hell were they?
Basically a hunter.
Came in and met a man from Ruby's Crossing named Colm Finnegan, and he took her off, and as it turned out, named her Siobhan, and hello.
IOB. I was here that day. I remember the entire thing. I, can I ask why it is you're looking for me, though?
Oh, I honestly, I'm looking for Promise, but I didn't imagine she'd happen to be here at the time. I just wondered if anyone would remember, know if she still came around.
Hey, Marius Promise. He's
Oh, did he?
he's known to frequent these parts. The frost is coming in soon. He was here last night. They might be returning today as well. Didn't sound like they were heading out quite soon. I imagine if you're at least in town for a day or two, come back here, you'll almost definitely run into them, or they may be here in a bit. Likes to come in fairly late as the crowd winds down a bit.
Oh,
Why don't you set a spell and let me pour you a drink?
I would like a drink, not very much.
Hey, and he'll pours you ale, slides this bone mug over to you, and he makes the small talk with you, just kind of asking how your life was, and how learning a lot about the Finnegan family. And after, say, a little over an hour, maybe hour and a half passes, individual walks in the tavern, dark, red-skinned tiefling, horns curled back along the top of the head, almost forming a helmet, and then smaller, almost like spike horns coming down, accenting the jawbone, rugged leathers of the dark greens and browns of a forest ranger in this long cloak dragging on the ground as you hear the heavy footfalls of boots. And tiefling sits up the bar. Whiskey. Now, please. Thank you. Thank you. Not been a fucking fruitful day. And Caston will go, well, Promise. I'd like to introduce you to someone. This is the babe you brought in a little over 20 years ago. He looks over at you. You looked different last time I saw you. I'm really glad it worked out for you, kid.
I didn't imagine he'd actually be here. I wrote you a letter. It just says, thank you, and I've had a good life. It's the kind man you gave me to. And I appreciate you keeping me safe.
I'm glad there was a kind man to take you in. I won't lie. I was real nervous walking in here with an infant, not knowing what to do with it. 'Cause let me tell you, you wouldn't have had a good life if I had raised you, because I would not have known the first fucking thing to do with a baby. Yeah. Oh, that was weird. You're welcome. I apologize for if I seem unhappy or anything. I'm honestly glad you've had a good life. Are you just happen to be here? Did you come looking for me? I don't know. I don't know what I could have for you.
I don't want anything. I don't ask anything. I honestly really didn't think I'd have to have the conversation in person, and I'm deeply uncomfortable. I don't often come here the second time. Well, third. I don't remember the first. And he just happened to be nearby, and I have a letter, and I wrote it when I was a little girl, so it's probably quite embarrassing. But and I hand it over. But
What does it say?
oh God, I didn't write it. Did I think it just says, okay, little girl, I can do this. Mr. Promise, thank you very much for rescuing me and bringing me to the and bringing me to virtue. My dad is a very nice man, and my ma is lovely, and I have 3 brothers, and we have dogs. I just list like all these things because I was like 8 when I wrote this, and I draw a picture of my family, and it's like me, an 8-year-old, and I'm already taller than everybody, and this is before the whole, puberty, eyes glowy thing, and I'm so lucky, and you're such a hero, and I appreciate you so much. Ta very much, Siobhan Finnegan. And then, P.S. If you ever find yourself up in Ruby's Crossing, come to the Finnegan home, and we'll give you a fine meal. By which I mean me ma, who's a very good cook, and I'll draw you a picture if you like.
As they finish it, she'll laugh. 3 things. 1, folds it up and sticks it into an inside pouch inside of their leather armor. I'm going to keep this right here, always. 2, I'm going to travel to Ruby's Crossing soon to take your family up on that meal, if you think the offer still stands after however long it was since you wrote this.
Oh, definitely. Not 8 anymore. Oh, definitely. Like, oh, definitely. You just if my father doesn't recognize you, I'll tell them you're coming.
And 3, I want to thank you for letting me know you're okay. I won't lie. I often wondered, but I didn't actually ask the name of the man I gave this infant to, because again, I had no idea what the fuck to do with you or what I was doing with this infant I found, and I certainly knew you were going to be better fed than you were on the trail when you were in my care. Oh,
How did you get me? I was a babe at the teeth, was I not?
You were. I did some trading. I was able to acquire a few types of milk. I was told not to ask what animals or creatures they came from, so I didn't. I may have paid a couple travelers that I encountered who were far more experienced with infants than I to show me how to feed you by bottle, because I certainly wasn't going to let them take you from me. You were mine to take care of until there was someone to be trusted, and they were heading in the wrong direction. But through a little bit of luck, and through a lot of stubbornness, and frankly, I always seem to know what it was you needed. I don't know how. I just got lucky, and I knew when you were hungry, and there was one milk. I'm not going to tell you where it was from because you'd be horrified that I ever tried it, but sustenance is important. But you took one taste and you really hated it, so we never tried that again. And we got here, and I don't know, you seemed to tell me you were okay when I gave you to that halfling man. And so I just knew.
Anima said the same, that I seemed to tell her what I needed as a babe. Colm Finnegan was my father's name. You may have heard of him. He's a smith.
I'm very familiar with the works of Colm Finnegan. He pulls back his cloak, and you can see this sword on his hip, and he taps it once and covers it up. Paid a lot of money for that, but it's served me well.
Good. I wonder if I worked on it. I mean, I'm an assistant. I probably work the bellows. I hope. Anyway, I do have one question, if you don't mind.
Of course, anything.
Is it possible? This is Jamie. It's asking the DM a question. Is it possible that I would have something like a map of the continent?
Even if you didn't, he would definitely have one on him. You might, but you'd also be able to draw something out very crudely, on a napkin. If you could imagine if you or I were at a bar and we had pencil on napkin, we could draw a very generic map of the U.S. and point out a few things. So no problem on that.
Do you remember where it was you found me?
I do. It was along a riverbank, not too far from the mountain range. It was curious. The place you were seemed it seemed opposite the way the water should have run and flowed and taken you, but there you were, and I heard crying, and I went to investigate, and you were there alone. So I gathered you up, made sure you were dry, since water being wet and that not being good for an infant, or so I imagined. I searched high and low for anyone nearby that you could belong to, but no such luck.
No such luck. So I get him to show me, if he can, on the map where I was found.
And so where you were found, there is a settlement now known as Sunreach, which in Thanamirian Empire, there's a river that comes down from the mountain, and instead of flowing down towards the sea, flowing southward like it should, there's this one branch where it actually flows northward. It just seems very bizarre that it would do that, but it does. The topography of the rivers of some of this continent, if that's the right term for describing rivers, I don't know, but we'll say it is bizarre because of various arcane reservoirs and the way that they shape and reshape the way that the water flows. And he goes, yes, you were found here. Just the water that flows down, the arcane reservoir up in the mountains, not far from there.
From the arcade reservoir.
Yes. I mean, it hadn't been discovered at that point, but we know it's there now.
Oi. Well, may I buy you a drink?
Absolutely not. I'm going to buy you a drink for giving this wonderful letter to me. And I want to hear everything that's brought you up to today. And you will share a beverage with this tiefling who they are now smiling ear to ear. The rest of you finding respite at the inn, all of you being able to take a long rest. The morning will come. If there were any events that happened else throughout the night, we'll get to those next time, as that's a good emotional button where I want to stop right now, lest we go trucking on too far. But Siobhan Finnegan, having met for the first time in her life that she can remember, the tiefling hunter and tracker, Morius Promise, who is often known to be in Virtue around this time of the year, trading what he has. You now know where you were found. You have a little more information, and you guys got a movable rod. That's awesome. And we'll see what you guys want to get up to next. But that's not a problem for right now, me, as I got to figure out other stuff for you all. That's for tomorrow, you, and we'll see what chaos awaits, kids.